Hello guys, welcome to another Dad Server video. Today we we're gonna be starting a new series, which is also after a video I made about the world of Dad Server. And now we are just going to see from a new series what happens after. Now, typically saying the world of Thunder didn't actually happen. Well, it did happen metaphorically, but that server wasn't the same, and we moved on to the server 2.0. Now we're just gonna examine what happened if we stayed and we did the work. So we have basic map with the whole empire being at the peak of its power and having nearly destroyed Will P. X-Speed base being normal. We have the Bocas base, we have the Castillo, which now only has its own territories. But now members are still in the Castillo trying actually to make the new peace treaties. So these we're just gonna start with the peace treaties. So the first peace treaty is just a little expansion to the Holy Empire, mostly just going close to the Castillo, and also fixing some border issues with WLP. So now after happening, the whole empire just gained a little bit of land just to be closer to the lake, which WLP wasn't happy. Also, the last treaty defined the borders between WLP and Mathas. And also after a big argument, Mathas Putin actually got half of the island, which was owned by WLP. So now we don't have that expansion going on here. Also, WLP wasn't a very big loser. From the treaty, he also got some territories close to the Holy Empire. Which was good. And also the Holy Empire gained a little bit of territory just to be closer to the Empuk base. So now before I continue, I do want to mention that in this series, obviously like, subscribe if you want to see more, but in this series I would also include people from that server 2.0 and 3.0. Just so we can have more bases. Okay, let's continue. Now the last peace treaty was about the islands. Now some islands, except from the big one, all the other islands were actually split amongst the victors. So some small islands like this one and this one were part of Boyka's base, and actually the Holy Empire just got this island and this one. Now these islands here are these downs and here this big one, and also these two are part of a new nation from Adonis, an Adonis based nation. Now with the Expert nation up here, these two are different nations. And that island was left its own as an independent nation, just in its own. Now, we also have something new happening. The Holy Empire is changing a lot. After the victory from WLP, and also a new peace treaty that also determined the borders, that the Holy Empire would expand actually and go closer to WLP. The Empire starts a demilitarization. A lot of planes were created during the war which aren't useful. not all of airbase, mostly close to the here to the lake, and also here the wholly typical base. Now, my homebody stops doing everything because they've tested the first turboprop plane. Actually, the first turboprop engine, not the plane itself. An engine that was put on the Conqueror. The best fighter that the Holy Empire could make and produce in the war. Now, the most actually productive place will be like here with the lakes and everything is still under his command. So we'll be still gaining more and more resources. Now, also with a second treaty that was happening, the Castelia was just grown a bit, gaining more territory close to the others. So the Castelia territory is just a place where people can only know what's happening, something like the UN in our real world. So now we have a dispute. After a treaty dispute between Botyas and Expate for the down part, close here. Botyas claimed his own, while Expate did the same. So I have a problem here. Expate wants some part of it, not all of it, and Botyas wants all of it. So a war between these two countries would happen, and obviously no one on the whole empire would know. So, simple. Expert troops go in and take base land of Boyka's base very easily, since the whole empire has not any reinforcements, and after some weeks they finally meet. Now down to the other part, Boyka's base would go in and get more territories from Expert and try for an encirclement until Expert troops stop him. Now I do have to know that Expert was with the WLP faction, however, split and became a Whole Empire ally, just so the Whole Empire wouldn't split her up. However, the Holy Empire just was also not helping anyone. However, they did have some troops along their border just to be cool with each other. However, Expert blows a massive outcome of Botyas by destroying the basic force and go in. Also, they broke front line, and also they're able to invade more close to the capital. So Botyas does a peace treaty. So we're just gonna see what the peace treaty is all about. So now we have the new peace treaty. Botyas actually shrank since Expert got most of his lands. Now Expert is a dominant power in the sea. Now just be good. Expert and Botyas both didn't have a strong navy at all. However, after the peace treaty, everything was fine. Now, we're gonna have a little bit of a revolution. Down here at Extrapro base, a big chunk of the country wants to split out. And they actually left it because they're in a position to fight a new war. And this country actually got a lot of stuff. Actually, the Strait of WLP, which was actually a pretty big and best place for an economic output. But the new nation just got it for itself. Next up is now just left. Now this new island actually after the treaty also became a nation. It was determined that this would be a nation. It was getting a lot of arms, a big army ready. And Adonis was actually threatened by them. There were some naval battles here to the sea where the Adonis Navy and the Islands Navy were just colliding. So Adonis said, screw this, time for a war. So it will be a quick war. Adonis troops quickly land at the island and start getting closer and closer together. And the island doesn't have a good defense, so they easily fall. Well, it's speculated that in this call Adonis had help from the Holy Empire, just so the island could think. But actually they hold the line. The island's able to hold the line and also get some territories back. But that's nothing. Adonis just destroyed the islands and actually went in for the kill. So after the treaty, nothing actually happened. Just most of the island, actually the one close to Adonis, was annexed by Antony's base. The other island would just be on its own as an independent nation. Okay, so now, just to finish, the Holy Empire books are still on the table. Why? Because both of them want this chunk of will be for themselves. So big chunk will be good. So WLP and the Al Nation actually become friends now, and they're an ally. So while trying to find the good place, so they shut down and it's like, look, you're gonna give us the coast here, and which is gonna be fine. Well, people said no, so the war just gonna start, like very easy. So WLP troops actually gathered some land. Actually, no land, they're just troops at the border of Boyks and WLP. They're just preparing, and they're firing artillery shots into basic Boyks land every day, all the time. Now the Holy Navy, as it was mentioned, the war center of the Holy Navy was very powerful. And now it's still a good navy. They're not all the ships are decommissioned, but their advances in naval technology with the creation of Midway actually stopped a lot of aircraft carriers from being pumped out. However, ALU task force from Midway 1.0 and some battleships and 2 cruisers are just around the corner and bombarding the area. Now from the island, Holy Empire troops are just going for the kill and actually take the beaches. That's not a very big landing, but because now also Boyks troops join together the Holy Empire, it's a good landing. So the Holy Empire gathers most of the land. The rest of the land is just too difficult to go, since the WLP troops are strong in this area. So after some time the WLP troops try and actually are able to find a little stop. However, that's not enough. The Holy Empire just goes in for the kill with a big army and just gets the land. And we do have to mention, down here in the WLP's industrialized area, it had been mostly bombarded from the Holy Empire. Just being pretty big, they were bombarded very fast. So obviously, the place down here just being rebuilt, so a new war could actually help with the resources. However, WLP is mostly just an empty place now, and they're just getting rebuilt. However, this war is not good for them. So, WLP wants for 3. Actually, it will be better than the Holy Empire, I suppose. But now we're just gonna see about. Okay, so I had the peace treaty. WLP got some land, had some land. Some land remained from WLP here to the sea. However, the Holy Empire actually got a much bigger land than Boykas thought they would get. So Boykas got just a little bit of land, not much of it. However, with another treaty, the problem is fixed and just the borders are not connected, but there's also some line between them for transportation and a little bridge is created. However, Bocas feels to be betrayed by its allies, and also by the whole empire because the whole empire fought with him in the war, but Bocas now got very little land out of it. So, in a book base, a revolution happens, not something big, just of creating a new base, but that's too much. The little revolution happens, but it's put on very surprisingly. That also come to the fact that Empuk now also wants this piece of lands, and the whole empire doesn't want to give them to him because they think that the some land needs to be forced for a new base or civilization emerging. So yeah, Empire is it's a good nation actually. Not gonna lie, no, actually they're very bad. They do want to attack everything. It's on their path. Good times. Anyways, the last thing was that XP is now just pumping up a lot of troops close to Boya. They're just there since the war happened and they just want to see that everything's okay. However, the Holy Empire also is not in favor of that. So, because the Holy Empire actually wants to be chill, they just put some troops, not all of them, but some good units on the border. Well, everyone could see that the Holy Empire is actually preparing for war. And now with the turboprop engine, they think that the best aircraft like the destroyer, which is in this airfield, and the Conqueror, which is in this airfield, just market Conqueror from this airfield have now turboprop engines, which are good for them. So some troops are there, because doesn't know what happened, and also has some troops along the border of the Holy Empire. Now I do want to mention that even the Holy Empire is the strongest country, it doesn't have a lot of troops now. Since the Holy Empire just doesn't want any wars anymore. After this war, the small one, they just think that that's not for us. We're just gonna do our own thing. So the Holy Empire is kind of something like a US. However, they're just doing their own stuff. They're just neutral. So that's good for them. However, that could be true. That can be bad for them at a specific point. However, we'll see about it. Now, just now the Holy Empire troops are now also at the border down this side. Actually, a lot of them. We're talking about close to 900,000 troops are here. And here, Bokyaz only has 700,000, close to Holy Empire, and 400,000, just close to Welby. So the Holy Empire has smaller troops, but also has been building this land. Now it's a better land for them. The Holy Empire has a big airport down here. And I forgot to mention that the Holy Navy, like the Midway, is here. The Midway 2 class of aircraft carrier, and also a lot of artillery sports. All truly places where they're just there and waiting for a chance to just attack some good. So after that, the worst team is dismantled. Mathas and Extra Pro are doing their own thing, while this base, called now the Vangelis base, is just doing on its own. And they're developing really good. So now we're beginning at the army crisis, just that Vangelis is just building more and more troops. So we do have now the Vangelis base has a big up, and also has recently trading with the WLP base. and having some troops at the border with them, it's fine. However, as we see from that, it's believed that WLP is actually funding all of these wars just so he could get someone in. So with the new WLP units, which aren't that strong as the old ones, but they're good. They're good units. They're actually some of the best units from WLP World War One, where the Kingdom of Captain Eagles was there in the Republic. And next up, actually now doesn't have its good Holy Empire troops because they're all maintained. So I have actually a little World War One here, which is just World War One troops, and here we have like a mix of the interwar period between World War One and World War Center, and also the old Holy typical airplanes, which are really strong, while also just two only conquerors here waiting. And also some DLC bombers here and here. Okay, so guys, that's it for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, leave a share, and see you in the next one.